Hi, hello everybody, welcome back. I can hear you all saying, what on earth has he got now? Look at this for a box. We have spider delivery. Now, as you guys know, there is a couple of spiders that really get me excited. And we've gone and got a couple more. So we're gonna, without further ado, we're gonna get in here and we're gonna have a look. Now what we're doing with these particular spiders is there's a couple of different ones in here, but we're hoping to get some pairs together and try and breed these guys. This is one hell of a box. Ooh. Box within a box, this is what we like. Right, let me dispose of that. Let's have a look, see what we got. Ooh. Oh, this is good. Right. Now then, this is what we call a fun box. Now what we've got here, we've got another Sicarius, which is the sand spider. Now we've already got one of those, which you'd have seen in a previous unboxing. And I might add actually that this little lot here came from Curtis Jones. Now, I'm sure if any of you guys know Curtis on Facebook, he's quite prominent on there, you'll have a rough idea of what I've got. So I think that might have just given it away a little bit. But what we've got here, we've got a sand spider, and we've got a Hogna carolinensis, which is the Carolina wolf spider. We've got an adult female Porhotheli Antipodiana, which is a tunnel web spider from New Zealand. Now we've not had these before, so this will be a very interesting one. And then we have a rather excitable Macrotheli gigas. And as you know, I've got a couple of those. I do like these. Now apparently this girl's quite a large one, so we're going to save that till last, I think. What we're going to do first, I'll tell you what, let's do the sand spider first, I think. Now, for any of you guys that are, let's get one thing out of the way, I suppose. These are all what we would class as experienced spiders. These are not to be taken lightly. They have all of them got rather nasty bites, and they deserve our utmost respect. And if you're slightly nervous, a little bit twitchy, then these really aren't the guys for you. Now that's not to say that they're hard to keep. They're relatively easy to keep, but it's more in the case of the handling and how we deal with them, especially should things go wrong. If things go wrong, you need to be able to deal with them in a sensible way. So then, this is the sand spider. And as you can see, we've got a closed pot here, so we don't really know what we're opening up and what we're going to see. So we're going to very tentatively open the lid inside the enclosure. And there she is, right at the very top. Now, the Sicarius sand spider is given to have a very dubious reputation for being incredibly venomous. Now the only saving grace is with these guys is they don't They don't tend to be aggressive, but they are insanely fast. And I mean insanely fast. So here we go. So what we're going to do, we're not going to take any chances. We're going to put the lid back on, because on this particular enclosure we have another opening lid there. And what this means is now, should she bolt, she will, if she manages to go up the glass, they're not very good at climbing glass, these guys, but should she manage to propel herself up towards the top, she will hit the lip here. And this will be enough to slow her down so we don't end up with her running around the room. Now she is an absolutely stunning spider. What a gorgeous girl she is. So what we're going to do, with our paintbrush, we're going to try and get just behind her. Gently tease her out. Here she comes. Oh wow, she is absolutely beautiful. There we go. Now she is very, very well behaved. And what an absolute gem. I shall move her forward a little bit. Plenty of light. What a gorgeous girl. Look at that. Now she is much bigger than our other one. We've got a little subadult. Can do with some serious growing on. But yes, she is absolutely amazing. Right. Now, as we've said before, these guys don't require water. It is in actual fact quite detrimental to them. And once she settles down, she will actually bury herself down in the sand and she'll disappear. And then she'll just sit there and wait for food to come to her. Now, in the wild with these guys, they might be lucky enough to only feed once or twice in a year. They don't see food all that often. And one of the big problems you have in captivity is overfeeding with these, because they're such fun things to feed. So we have to be very, very careful that we don't overfeed. So there she is. There's our Sicarius sand spider. Another lovely addition to the collection. Now then, we're going to go for something now that's very fast. Oh crikey, she's sat right at the top as well. And I'm pretty sure this one won't behave as well. Actually, we're going to save that. We will go with the tunnel web, I think. Right. Move these over here. Now then, as we were saying earlier on, these guys, these are actually classed as being quite harmless. Although they're related to the funnel webs, they're not of the same family. And yeah, these guys are very well documented in New Zealand. And we shall see. I don't really know what to expect from this. She's just right. She's actually gone back down. She's webbed this up a good one. You can do. What we'll do is we're going to play safe. I'm going to turn this around and face it this way. And this means that we can close the lid partially, providing we can get this out. It's very awkward. It's often easier to get your tissue into the enclosure. Now we haven't got the bulk of the container, we can deal with it much easier. And just see how we're wrapped up. She's built a lovely web inside there. She's actually quite big. There she is. That's a very interesting looking spider. Oh, getting there, getting there. See if we can't get a look of her. Before she takes off. Can we see that? Let's go right around. Right. As you can see, we've had no aggression from her yet. As you can see, she's going to be a fast one. There we go.
She's over there already.
Yeah, she's not hanging about. As you can see, she's not very good at climbing the plastic either. And once again, that's an absolutely beautiful spider. You don't see these very often. Now what we will end up doing is, because the room is all in uproar at the moment, all of these guys and some of the others that we've had in recently will be going into fully bioactive enclosures. So we should get to see a really nice thing of how they are. That's a stunning little spider, that. Very, very pleased with that. Right, on to the next one. This is the only thing, when you've got a few to unbox, you don't really get to appreciate them all straight away. So what we'll do is we'll put that in there. Now then, we know these guys are very, very quick. Now these are a real fun spider. These are one of the spiders that I would class as probably an intermediate type spider. These are the wolf spider. They're fairly easy to keep, but they are very, very fast. Very fast. They can be a little bit defensive, but they're not what you would class as, or I wouldn't class them as aggressive. And as you can see in there, they do get quite large. And they're very, very quick. So I think what we're going to do is we're not going to muck around with this one too much, because it's going into a rather small enclosure. And the last thing I really need is this running around the room. So, and the tub that it's in is quite large. So what we're going to do is turn that way. I'm not sure I can get the tub in the tank. She's imped. She's another beauty. Now apparently this girl's got plenty of attitude, so we'll see how she goes. I think we get plenty of light on her. I don't know if that makes any difference. Look at that. Tell you what, let me put this on here. Wow, super, super fast. Look at that. Now the carolinensis is arguably the largest wolf spider. These come from all over North America, where they're really quite common, and they change quite a bit in coloration as well. One of the big problems we have in captivity with these guys is finding males. I'm not quite sure why that is, because you'll often see these guys go up for sale as slings and what have you. And the plan will be for us here, the next time that we see a batch go for sale of slings, then I shall probably just buy a dozen or so. And there's going to hopefully be some males in there, I'm sure. So yes, another future project. These are really fascinating things. These are also one of the spiders that when they do breed, the female carries the babies on her back. And yeah, they're a very, very exciting spider. Now then, here for the grand finale, as we should say. Now I'm really looking forward to this girl because I've been assured that she's rather large. So I have a couple of others. Now one of the problems you've got with these guys is finding the right locales, the localities that they come from. So it's always a bit awkward, and these are also another one where the males are very, very few and far between. Now, as we were saying earlier on in the very beginning, these guys really do need your utmost respect. There's not many spiders I would say are outwardly aggressive, but these guys will actually take the fight to you if you push them. They're very, very full on, and they are actually quite a handful. And they put the willies up, some of the best spider keepers. So you really, really do need to be very, very careful with these. And what I'm going to do, they are insanely quick as well. What I'm going to do, I'm going to place this in here, not like that though. We're going to do it like this, because what we want her to be able to run and actually touch something. So what I'm going to do, you notice we use the tweezers. You don't see me use tweezers very often, but with these guys we most certainly do. You see how aggressive, do you see the nature of her? You see the fangs on that are huge. She is what we done, you see how she's got that defensive posture straight away. She is more than happy to protect herself. What we're going to do now is we're going to try and remove this piece of tissue which has stuck itself to the pot. Steady go. Yeah, there's no need to fret. There you go, you get to see an absolutely stunning look of her there. They got a lovely black shiny leg. And these really are a very, very impressive spider. But they are not to be messed with. Now what we want to do now is we're going to try and get her out of the box and not out of the tank. Remember, camera lady, if she goes over the side, run!
No worries.
Right then. Now, as you'll see now, normally what we would do in this situation is we put the paintbrush round the back onto their abdomen and you can normally walk them out. Now with these guys, they are so confident and strong with themselves that the chances are she is going to turn around and have a pop at the paintbrush. So we're going to give it a try because we don't want her stressed out. We just want her to leave this pot. As you can see there, she is just sitting there waiting. These girls think. There you go. You see how she turned around for that? Immediately. Now by being gentle, we're getting minimal aggression. She's actually being quite gentle at the moment, believe it or not. Let's see if we can get the tub out now. Look at that, she don't want to let go. That's that one. Now we've got a bit of room. And if you get a shot from above here, you can see the size of these fangs. Absolutely huge. Now they're capable of delivering a rather large amount of venom as spiders go. Now these aren't as bad as the Sydney funnel web, which is your DWA spider. These guys are not on the DWA list, so you don't need a license for these. But as you can see there from her posture, she's very, very full on. She's a real handful. And if you actually look very, very carefully, I don't know if you can come around this side to give you an idea of their temperament. Oh look, she's gone the other way now. If you go around to the front, you'll actually see there is a little tiny drip of venom coming out of her fang. Can you see that? You can see that fang there. There is a tiny, tiny drip of venom coming out of the fang already. You see that? Perhaps I can do it from here. And take the torch. As we can see, you can just see it there. That is a very, very tiny, tiny drip of venom, which gives you an indication of the kind of attitude that these guys have. I mean, that is absolutely awesome. She is dripping, ready to go. Right. Enough of that. Right, we're going to see if we can't tease our tissue away. There we go. Notice the amount of web that she's spun already. These are very, very heavy webbers. Absolutely gorgeous. Very pleased. Right, well, we'll put the lid on. Right. Well, I hope you all found that as exciting as I did, because that was these spiders are really, really exciting spiders to own and to work with, and hopefully if we can find some males, which is the real hard part. Unfortunately, they are very, very difficult, but hopefully if anyone has got a male out there, we'll take your arm off for it. But yeah, the idea is to go on and breed these and to do some work with them and really try and truly understand the best way of keeping them and everything else. I say they're not an everyday spider, but they are certainly one that if you're at a point in your spider keeping where you fancy something that's you know, got that little bit extra about it, these guys are definitely worth a look. Get some practice with something like the Saleys, the wandering spider, things like that. Even the Sicarius, they're a relatively easy spider to keep in comparison. These guys do take it to a little bit of a higher level. But we will be doing some updates. I mean, you can see that Carolensis now. You can see the sheer size of her. very, very big. I mean, she's an absolute whopper. I'm so looking forward to, after Christmas, we should all be good, and we've got some new enclosures coming, so things will be updated and spiders will be rehomed, and I'm really, really excited about that. It's just, unfortunately, some of these things have become available before I'm absolutely ready. So we're having to make do at the moment, but they'll all be fine. They're in perfectly good housing. It's just, I like it to look a little bit better, that's all. So, right. Saying all that, it's time we were off. We're going to give these spiders some peace and quiet. We're going to turn the lights out. Everyone can chill out, web up, have a nice rest. We'll give them a couple of days and then we'll feed them all. And we'll see where we are then. Look forward to the updates. They will be coming. We've got some updates coming up on some of the previous spiders we've had over the last few weeks. And there's lots and lots of interesting things on its way. We've got some fantastic ideas to put forward to you guys and see what your responses are. So, as always, don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spiders. I'll see you soon.